age estimation from this. It's so highly important. Never make mistake in the sequence. So you have one mnemonic also for permanent dentition. You have a mnemonic called mummy is in pain. Papa can make medicine. You have the sequence. Right? So it doesn't matter. Just remember the sequence, IMCM and the permanent sequence, permanent teeth sequence. Once you are aware of the sequence, the next thing you have to find out is the age at which it erupts. You see, for temporary dentition, you can easily remember 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and 24 months. You keep on adding 6, 6, 6, 6, 12, 18, 24. By the age of 2 years, that is 24 months, the temporary dentition is complete in a child. But permanent dentition, temporary dentition complete by 2 years itself. But permanent dentition started only at 6 years. There is a big gap. Permanent dentition started with molar 1 at 6 years only. After that, you have 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 11, and 12 to 14. Right? Every year, one tooth will erupt. Now, there is a big gap between M2 and M3. M3 will erupt only at the age of 17 to 25. Right? M3 will erupt only at the age of 17 to 25. And the M3, M3 is called the wisdom tooth, because it erupts at the time a person becomes major, right? 17 to 25. So if you've got third molar, that means you must have become a major and you've got wisdom, right? Now you see, every year one tooth is getting erupted. There is a big gap between molar 2 and molar 3. This is a time in which you have the mandible growing backward, giving you space for the third molar. We call it as spacing of jaw. Right? When the second molar is getting erupted, there may not be a space for the third molar to erupt. After the second molar getting erupted, the mandible will grow backward. It gives you space for the third molar. Right? We call it a spacing of jaw. If the spacing of jaw, if the growth of the mandible is not adequate, the third molar will not come out at all, because there is no space. It gets impacted in the mandible itself. That is why the most common tooth to get impacted in the mandible is your third molar. Right? If the spacing is not adequate, remember, I've given you the age, I've also given you the eruption sequence. Fine. So now there is one more important thing that you need to understand. If you look at the teeth, let us say these are all the temporary teeth. Central incisor, lateral incisor, canine, molar 1, molar 2. Right? When you look at the teeth at the age of, by this, the child is 2 years old. At the age of 6 years, you can see that the permanent molar 1 erupts behind the temporary teeth. Right? At the age of 6 years. After that, what happens? The temporary central incisor will fall. You have the eruption of permanent central incisor. Then the temporal lateral incisor will fall. It gives you space. The permanent lateral incisor will erupt. Right? Then the temporary molar 1 will fall. You will not get permanent molar. Instead, you get permanent premolar 1. Temporary molar 2 will fall. You get permanent premolar 2. Then the canine will fall. Temporary canine will fall. You have the permanent canine. Then comes your molar 2. Finally, you have got the wisdom tooth, that is M3. Right? The permanent dentition is complete. But look at the teeth. Whatever you see in the screen right now, everything is permanent teeth. At the same time, you can see there are 2 sets of permanent teeth. One set of permanent teeth that has replaced the existing temporary teeth. Right? That is called successional teeth. If it is replacing the existing temporary teeth, that is called successional teeth. If it is coming the additional space, it does not replace anything, that is called super added teeth. Right? Remember, all your permanent molars are super added teeth. M1, M2, M3. All permanent molars are super added. If they ask you a question like this, which of the following is not a successional teeth? Right? Permanent central incisor, permanent canine, permanent premolar 1, permanent molar 1. Permanent molar 1, it is not successional, it is super added. When you're talking about super added, M1, M2, M3, all are super added because they came in the additional space without replacing anything. There is a period called period of mixed dentition. Right? As the name implies, in this period, you have both temporal teeth and the permanent teeth together in the jaw. Mixed dentition will be there. This will be around 6 to 11 years age. Some books mention 6 to 12, doesn't matter. It is between 6 to 11 years age. You get both temporal teeth and permanent teeth in the jaw. Remember, if you look at this particular period, the total number of teeth will be constant, 24. 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10, 11, doesn't matter. Whatever may be the number between this group, if they ask you what is the total teeth that is there in the child, it is 24. You don't have to calculate anything. Suppose during this period, if they ask you what is the permanent teeth number, if they ask you total number, that is fine. You can easily find out 24. But if they ask you permanent teeth number, you can remember the formula age minus 5 into 4. Right? That will give you the permanent teeth number. Right? You can apply it for 6 years. 6 minus 5 is 1. 1 into 4. 4 permanent teeth will be there. All the remaining will be temporary. So from the age of 6 years onwards, the permanent teeth number will keep on increasing. Temporary teeth number will keep on decreasing. Right? Total will be constant, that is 24. Right? So you have to remember this. That is very important. Now, after 25 years of age, after the third molar getting erupted, we have another method called Gustafson's criteria, where you can use secondary changes. We have attrition, parodontosis, secondary dentine, root resorption, transparency, and symmetry.